Warning, it is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions and the Working Perspectives podcast Weekend Poppin' that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You've been warned, so if you decide to listen, then don't complain like a fuck.
And then I walk in to get everybody, and my son is just like, "They let you go?"
I thought you were going to jail.
Yeah. And my response was instantaneous, without even knowing what was going on. I said, "No, I escaped."
Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk with some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives podcast, Weekend Poppin'. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied by the strongest of STEM, Steve Cabot, and the bad boy, Bern Podcasty. Strong STEM, how we doing, my man?
Hydrated.
Yep. For those listening, he's showing us a Pedialyte bottle. What flavor is that? Is that orange?
I don't fuck. Yeah, that's right. It's
mixed
fruit.
Mixed fruit.
All right.
That's right.
It's
not just for kids with diarrhea.
No, God no. Nice.
It's for grown-ups with diarrhea too.
Yeah, yeah, it's for everybody with
Sure
diarrhea.
is.
Nice. Bern, how we doing, sir?
Good, man. Good. Just got done with a little Turkey Day holiday. Spent a little time in the illustrious 44th Pennsylvania, and yeah, excited to get going.
Fucking love it. All right, well, nice. You can find all our stuff on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can have us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please just get her off my ass. Like and subscribe so my wife leaves me the hell alone about doing the show. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast Weekend Poppin'. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
All right. So, strongest of stems, Benoit Poudcasse. Did we have a show this fucking week, or did we have a show this fucking week? I love when, I know it's the old cliche, but I love when a fucking plan comes together, because that legit, the idea was birthed on, I think it was Steve Part 2, right? When on your initial interview, Steve, which aired, I think, back in March of this year, right? So March of 2021, right? We aired Steve's. He had a 2-part episode, and I think on the second one we came up with the idea of I would love to do an Ndub panel where it's a bunch of guys come on, we talk about some bullshit about Ndub and kick it like that. And I'll tell you, I loved it, and I love that we had Brandon back. Always love seeing him. We loved that we had Eric. It was his first time on the show. And I know he was on the show last week on the Poppin', but his real first recording was the end of Part 1. J-Dub really came out of his shell. He's really been opening up a lot more. Obviously, Strong Sam, you were in the mix. Bern, I know you were there with it too, but Strong Sam, what'd you think about this week's show?
I mean, for me, it's just that whole show. Obviously, I get to see most of them assholes every fucking day, or at least once or twice a week. But seeing B is always fun, and shooting the shit with there's some stories that
there's
didn't get told.
Yeah, there's some that didn't get there.
There's a point while we're filming that I'm making eye contact with him, true to Zoom, and I'm looking through, and I could see him getting ready to say something and laughing, shaking his head, and I'm like, what is this motherfucker gonna say? Motherfucker gonna say?
Bro, dude, I love too, when he was talking about his dad, right? And this is like, I like Mr. Hill, you know, like, and I didn't have I just years of like wrestling with him and everything. Like when he was telling the story about those two kids that wanted to fight him and they followed him home and his dad was on the porch and his dad's like, all right, well, you can fight these kids, but it's one at a time, not two. And the kids were like, well, we don't want to fight him then. And he's like, well, then get the fuck out of here. Like,
and the nonchalantness doesn't don't let it just glaze by you when he says, he's like, I walk back up and my dad, the most nonchalant I've ever seen. He's like, I walk up, my dad's like, who the fuck are they? And he's like, I don't know. They want to fight me. He's like, you want to fight them? I was like, sure, I'll fight them. He was like, okay, well, let's go fight them. I was like, yo, that is exactly how Mr. Hill and Brandon would have handled that.
Dude.
Like the most calm demeanor that it almost scares the shit out of you because they walk up like, yeah, we about to fight. What's up? Like, not a sweat on his brow.
Dude. Those are some dudes that are like born to do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Him and his pops were born for that shit.
For sure. There's some real fucking hard dudes. And then, you know, I just love like the history you guys got into it too. Like I could tell like there was passion when you're talking about the elementary school and the cheese and the cabin
cheese is hard.
And, you know, like the slide,
slide of death.
And then you're talking about Dog Park with like the historic, you know, the crazy dog park, which is I always called it Dog Park, but its real title is The Dog Park because it's just a dog park, right? It's like a place where people just take their dogs. But like
it's the only block in the borough in North Wales where there's not a single real house in like in a big chunk of one of the enclosed blocks.
Yeah.
So it's like the only spot where you have like a little bit of a field. And I mean, it's like the size of like the infield of a baseball, maybe big baseball field, maybe a little bigger, like not big at all, but people take the dogs.
Field to fight in.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Perfect amphitheater for fighting because trees like block the streets and there's multiple ways out for when the cops come. People could scatter. It was the best fighting setup ever.
Yeah, they really. I mean, and dude, and it happened a lot.
Oh yeah, there was at high school there'd be like hundreds of people in the dog. There's only 30 guys from North Wales, so I don't know who the other 970 people who showed up were, but not from my neighborhood.
Dude, I remember like being at my house and like Dan Hanna, a friend of the show, listener to the show, he just came up and he's like, yo, do you guys want to go to the fight at the dog park? And I was like, oh, there's another fight at the dog park? Sure, I'll go. You know, like, oh, these are always entertaining. You know, like everyone's always cool there. Like it's, you know, and like
it started getting so wild that people that there was no North Wales combatant.
Yeah.
It'd be like a fucking Montgomeryville kid fighting a Lansdale kid. We show up, they're like, yeah, there's a fight at the dog park. We're like, there is. We get there. I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? Dude, who the fuck is these guys?
It really just became like the Blue Horizon of the area where it's just like, oh, we need a place to fight.
You said it, Stevie. It's a perfect venue. You know, once that venue leaks out, people know that's the spot.
It really is.
Not the spot.
Hey, that's the history of the
place.
Right.
Remember, that's the history of the of like the Blue Horizon, the whole shtick where, you know, it was an amphitheater, then it was nothing, blah, 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 and it was doing terrible for boxing at first. It was like, he couldn't make any money out of there, and then all of a sudden they had it on that like national TV the one night. People saw how dope the inside was. People all over the country were like, I want to see a fight in that place. That's sick.
It's literally the best place in the world to see. Like, there's not a bad seat in the house
by far,
and it's your dude. And so I had a friend of the show, listener of the show, former guest of the show, Ron Scott Lesky. His dad owns Scott Lesky Productions, right? Okay. And they used to film the fights at the Blue Horizon, right? Yeah. And I used to do grip work for him as a kid, and we would go down there and like, dude, like there's like, you know, 18-year-old kids like Mark, like Ronnie's cousin Mark's holding the fucking camera like on the ringside getting splattered. You know what I mean? And dude, we're standing there, and but like legit. Oh fuck! Legit, the crowd is right on top of you. So like, it's legit. Like they're like it is.
Remember, it was built as a theater. Yeah. So you're like on top of what's like happening. It's fucking insane. It wasn't like, built for sporting events.
Yeah, and it was like a round circle theater. Like it's not like a stage with a backdrop.
Yeah, no.
It's
not like a.
Yeah,
it's like an amphitheater.
Yeah, they didn't know what they were building, but they fucking did it right. You know,
nailed it.
Yeah, and dude, it is the best. But nice. So Bern, I know you were there when we recorded Ndub Part 1, or Roundtable Series Episode 1, Ndub Saga Part 1, the Borough Breds. What did you think, pal?
Listen, it lived up to all my expectations. I've been rapping with Steve for a little while. I've been listening to J-Dub on the Tuesday
show.
pod.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be hot fire. Eric, I thought like started off. I mean, Eric, that guy, he has like a 75 secret story. He started like 7 times. He's like, actually, no, I'll just tell another crazy story. I'm like, what was the story that you didn't tell? Because the one you told was insane. So the one you didn't tell has to be even crazier. And I will say, your boy Brandon Hill, he has the most interesting accent in America.
Oh, bro.
Doesn't he?
Captivated. I was captivated.
I know. He needs like a TV show just to hear him fucking talk. I've never heard a northeastern Southern boy.
I would love to hear him to like narrate a child's book or something. You know what I mean?
Like it was like a cross between like he definitely had like the Philly like vernacular, like dialogue. But every once in a while there would be a twang that I was like, whoa, where did this guy come from?
The draw when he's talking about the bowl and the Jawn. Yeah. I'm like, Brandon, what the fuck is this? Right? Like, get the fuck out of here. But no, dude, it was
wild.
Killer, man.
It was awesome. It was a great start for the end of Roundtable series because you start with like some of the heaviest of heavy hitters.
Yeah.
And then you build the story. And you build the story out from there. I think that was a really good floor plan for how you want to build a roundtable. Get the craziest motherfuckers on to start, and then round the whole thing out after that.
Yeah, I will say this: I really liked how this wasn't even the intention of it, but I love how we really gave a scope to the neighborhood itself. Like right away, we sectioned it off. Like, no, we're talking about this part here. Not these fuckers over here that are dirty.
The dirty bulls.
Yeah.
As I watch it back, as I watch it back and call them dirty, everybody that I'm friends with, which there's like I see Bart right now. I realize I am an asshole. The more I see myself, I'm a fucking asshole. I'm watching it and I see Bart like, no, we actually have a lot of friends on the other side of that street. And I'm like, yeah, we do. But most of them are dirty ass bulls. And then J-Dub jumps in with, dirty ass bulls.
Yeah. And then it's also, then you can't forget, fuck you, shit tooth. Yeah.
Fucking shit tooth.
Fucking shit tooth. Dude, I was dying. Yo, I had a couple people hit me up on like people I haven't talked to in years, and they're like, dude, she is fucking shit tooth. And I was like, all right. I don't even know who you're talking about, but
me neither.
Me
neither.
I guess there's a few of them that we don't know about, but nice, man. No, dude, it was like really, really good shit. Really loved how it ended up, and like, dude, we gave a great scope and like just a great like idealism of what the neighborhood is and how things are going down there. Really thought it ended up really well, and just tickled pink.
Also, can I say too, like, I'm not from there, but I know in my town, like, we have the east side of the town, we have the west side of the town, and then we have the tracks part of the town, and then you're either past the grade school or you're before the. So geography is really important, especially when you're a kid from a small town. That shit matters. The people within 4 blocks from you are going to be your crew, unless you don't like the kid around the block, and then you're mortal enemies until like you get to high school and start finding girls. You know what I mean?
Right,
but until then, you just fight like twice a year. Every year. The geography was important. The businesses I thought was hilarious. Like the newsstand was a place that was like. I mean, we used to hang out in 44. We hung out at this comic book shop, right? And it was like a tiny little 1-room jam, and the guy put up with us. We just go there after school and just hang out for like 3 hours. We didn't buy anything,
Was the dude like cool with you guys?
He was the best. He was awesome. His name was Mike Latona. Shout out Mike Latona. But like, there's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do in a small town. So you just find a place. You're like, I don't know. This is where we go. We go to the comic store. We go to Hobo Jungle. Or we go to the newsstand. You go to the pharmacy. Like, it doesn't matter where you are. You can't do anything. You don't have any money. So you're just going for somewhere just to hang out and crew up.
Yeah. No, dude, I love. Dude, what about the fucking story that J-Dub tells about like? Yeah,
the porn DVDs.
The porn DVDs, but then he's also
that one was creepy.
Yeah, when he's stealing. I mean, but
the one that was creepy. The one that got me, not to cut you off, but the one that put me. This is my guy, and I was like, what the fuck, J-Dub? when he said he used to get angry and then go sit in the laundromat.
Yeah.
I was like, cuz that laundromat, because this just shows you at this little tiny neighborhood, we had 2 24-hour laundromats because it was poor enough that no one had washer and dryers. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm there with my mom the one time, and there was always like weirdos in there asking me for change to like fucking. It was
getting
fucking
cigarette butts. Yeah,
dog. I like some of my shittiest childhood memories are having to fucking go to the laundromat because it was just the worst place on earth. All I did was get yelled at because I ran around like an asshole. My brother would like spike me off shit, and he's talking about that's where he would go just to get away.
That was his moment of zen.
I felt like I needed to hug him or some shit. I was like, damn, Jay, no, my man.
He's talking about, he's like, they had a vending machine. There was, people like just washing machines.
I could go to Wawa and get 1 slice of cheese and 1
that
slice
was the
of
one
meat.
for me.
Bro, dude.
That was the one for me.
Dude, he legit said, he's like, you buy 1 slice of cheese, 8 cents. You get 3 slices of meat. That was 14 cents. You get 1 roll. That was 27 cents. You steal a packet of mayo, and you're walking out of there with a whole hoagie for $1.50.
$1.67.
The best part, for $1.65. He's like, Jason, your math is not super accurate. You've just tripled the value of your hoagie.
At one point, he said when he was talking about the donuts, and he was like,
9 quarters,
$1.25. And I'm like, dude, what, you gonna take this 9 quarters or my $1.20? And you see Matt lowly under his breath go, that's not 9 quarters.
I was like, 9 quarters, $1.25. What the?
Listen. J doesn't have time for simple arithmetic. All right, man. He was out in the streets. He was bored.
He was surviving.
He was a hustler,
fucking
man.
surviving.
Hustler,
for
sure.
Oh, dude. But yeah, no, everyone was fucking slapping fucking, base hits that show. It was a real
hell yeah, dude.
And then I'll tell you when Eric tells the Andi Benandi story, I fucking when he calls, he's like, yo, fucking there's a party, fucking Andi Benandi's. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? And then I forget that you guys all have your fucking nicknames all the time. But like, yeah, dude, then he tells the story about the kid. I'm God, I'm Jesus, I'm God, I'm Jesus. Yeah, just fucking butt naked, getting laid the fuck out in the middle of the street, right? Yeah, fucking.
Like shrooms. Shrooms that me and Chaz got from some dudes.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, those songs were crazy. Allegedly.
But yeah, just boom the fuck out. Yeah. No, dude, that was. So yeah, it's available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube. As you can tell, honestly, one of our better shows. Really love the concept though. And we're going to start doing it more with the roundtables in different areas like Burn. We talked, and I can't wait to do a 40-fort roundtable and get that going.
Look at the weirdos there.
Well, we've had Nick Gill on the show. We've had Murph Meyer on the show. Obviously, we had Burn. We had Pulatsky on the show, right? Like all of those guys are all 44 guys. Throw them on, and we get
Gallagher.
Gallagher we had on the show. Yeah. So
not yet. Well, technically.
We've recorded with him, but his episode, episode's going to air soon. Yeah. But dude, so yeah, like all these people ready to go. Like I'm like just super. Yeah. I really like that format and how it went. And honestly, dude, flew by during recording. Because everyone's just fucking chucking it up and having fun and just like it really was like if we were all just hanging out at a bar talking. And that's what
I got a
breezy, easy.
I got a text after the show that said, "Fuck that guy that showed you dickheads how to build that spud gun." That guy's a fucking legend. Still to this day, shout out that guy because he was all mean at first. He was like, "What are you two little dipshits doing?" And we were like, and he's like, "Trying to make a spud gun, aren't you?" And we were like, he's like, "Guess what? I'm going to show you exactly how to make an awesome one." We were like, yeah,
little did he know that he would be, and he would be the catalyst.
Decapitating another kid.
Yeah.
Nice. But also like there's 2 dudes out there who are like, I don't know who that dude is. I don't know what his name is, but I will remember that dude until the end of my life. Yeah. Legend.
Yeah.
Changed it.
Yeah. Nice. So, all right. Nice. So like we said, available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. We have Roundtable Series Episode 1, the Ndub Saga Part 1, the Borough Breds. And honestly, really loved how it turned out. And it was so nice. We figured, why not do it twice? So next week on the Tuesday show, we have the Roundtable Series Episode 2, the Ndub Saga Part 2, and it's yet to be named. But yeah, it's fucking, the next generation. This is what it sounds like when the dubs fly. But it's, dude, honestly, it was like the first one's pretty good. But I mean, I don't know. The second one is pretty fucking good, right? And I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
And for those of you who listened to the first one, there's one person that I brought up specifically, and we talked about a bunch, Liam, right? We were able to book Liam for the end of the part 2, right? And
Scream.
did not disappoint. Just a great fucking show. I'm really, really excited for it. Strong Stem, I know you know those guys, and like you're around. What do you think? Are you excited for next week or what?
Yeah, I'm excited for people to hear Liam. Liam's Scream's a funny motherfucker.
So funny.
Just he tells stories fantastic. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, super smart.
Cool.
Yeah, super smart. Like really cool dude,
Yep.
but just fucking like he is fucking hilarious. And he's
When
also
we always
the king of
agree.
nicknames.
In our north, there's 15 guys on one text chat from the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
By far, the guy who's the funniest on there all the time is Liam. Liam,
Yeah.
everything at least 3 times a day. Yeah, I'm like, this fucking guy.
Yeah. Apparently, Lin's Love House gets a lot of love on that text chain. Is that right, Steve?
You damn right. Lin get a lot of love in other places too. You heard me?
Wow. Shout out, fan of the show, listen to the show, Lin's Love House.
Sure
Nice.
is.
So
The hands of an angel, I tell you.
Ooh, very nice. So next week we have another Ndub roundtable, and it's I think there's a couple repeats and then a couple new, but it's like kind of same format, little bit smaller, but still like heavy hitting, really good. Bern, I know you were on the first one and you're on, you didn't get a chance to do the second one, but I know we're all fucking looking forward to it. Am I right?
Yeah, man. I was really pumped. I was on the first one.
Yeah.
So I was really pumped for you to publish it because I just wanted to hear it again and just see how it was received because I had a blast doing it.
Yeah.
And so now that I don't know the stories from this one, I'm even more pumped. But
Yeah.
one of the repeats is Eric. And I'm really happy about that because early on in that first pod, you could tell Eric was like, I have 20,000 stories and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah.
And then about halfway through, he was like, oh, you can cut names. All right, fuck it. Let's go. So I'm happy. Like he got real comfortable about halfway through there. So I can't wait to hear his second,
Rundown.
vault.
Oh.
Yeah. Like now that he kind of gets the deal and I think he's got some fire to spit.
Yeah, and for everyone listening, we fixed his audio. So that was the one thing too that I hated.
Yeah, shit was terrible. What was that, dog? Was he in a fish tank? Was he in a bunker? What was going on?
What'll happen is that it's what Zoom recognizes as your microphone, right? So he had headphones in, but the system didn't recognize the microphone on his headphones. They recognized the microphone in his laptop. So he could hear us from here, but when he was communicating, it wasn't going to his mic on his headphones, it was going to his mic on the laptop. So that's what fucked him, right? But it's honestly, we should have done it while we were there in the sound check, but I guess we were just ready to go. And it ended up being all right. And honestly, it helped keep the pace of the show. Because we'd have to, there's sometimes we'd have to stop and go back and then let him chime in. And that just opened up a whole new alley, So it honestly was like a blessing in disguise. So nice. All right. So like we said, available next week on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. We have we have Roundtable Series Episode 2, the Ndub Saga Part 2. And we'll call it the next Ndub Back in the Habit.
How about the Ndubbing?
Ndubbing.
The Ndubbing.
I like it. Nice. So let's keep it moving. So
wait, hold on. Did you say Back in the Habit? Did you say Sister Act 2 that?
Yeah.
Actually, Ndub Part 2 Back in the Habit, I think is the way to go.
Right. Anything, Whoopi Goldberg, anything. Right. So not gonna lie, Lauryn Hill in Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit, fucking scorcher. Just absolutely
pipes.
Forget it.
In pipes.
Forget it. So Strong Stem. Last week there was a holiday, and on last week's show, we discussed some of the cuisine involved with that holiday, and we were all, no one's a fan, right? Like, let's be honest, turkey can take it and shove it. It's drier than fuck. Really, if you don't get the leg with the dark meat, you're a fucking stunad, right? Like, what are we even doing here, right? Like, dude, even thinking about turkey breast, like, just makes my teeth hurt. So let's talk about it. How was your Thanksgiving? How many squirrels did you kill? What's going down?
First and foremost, I love animals. Don't kill them. That's the other fucking knuckleheads from my neighborhood. So don't put that smut on my name.
Right. Yep. That story is available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
I don't even know what the fuck turkey tastes like because I put so much hot sauce on it. I don't know what the fuck it is anyway. I mean, I just make it into a mushy soup looking thing with some hot sauce and then.
Yep.
I mean, and then the other thing this year, fucking the football team sucked that played. Like the games were fucking terrible. I was all like half comatose, but half not. Half sweating from being fat and half from being old. And then like, I'm just like, well, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, fuck this. Can I at least get a good football game?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, it was cool to see the Raiders beat the fucking Cowgirls.
I like that. I did like that. Big fan. I love, dude. That is one thing that is so like, dude, you were in a fucking coma. Like you legit eat yourself into a coma.
Little kids running around and shit. You don't even notice them. Feet up, fucking head back, the whole
I'm just like, dude, and like my daughter's running around. I'm like, just fucking don't grab anything sharp. Just fucking.
Come here, Daddy.
What are we
Daddy's
doing?
Gonna take this pillow around your hand so you can't hurt yourself.
yeah. Like, all right, come on. Yeah, let's watch a movie, huh?
Matthew, why does our daughter have pillows taped to her hand?
Yeah. No, it's for her own good. My mom used to do it. Yeah, no, it's no, dude, it's dude. I'll tell you too. So Albanian culture does it right. We didn't do any fucking turkey, right? They do like chicken and like some like lamb and ribs and like bro. They had
fuck off.
No, yeah, dude, and they have this shit. And if you ever get a chance to try it, it's called chofta, which is like it's an Albanian, like it's a hybrid sausage meatball, and it's just.
It sounds fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Yeah. Really, really, really happy with what my stepmom or what my mother-in-law, what my mother-in-law threw together. But yeah, so yeah, fucking, and then we did a thing
if she hears you say threw together, she's going to murder you in your sleep.
Yeah. You think some beautiful people from the fucking Mediterranean,
you want to
nice seas.
You might want to cut that.
They're gonna eat this shitty ass bird that runs around in fucking dumbass woods of PA. I want to kick that thing in the face.
There's no way. There's no way. There's turkeys in Albania, right? There's no way. Albania is too cool to have turkeys running around. Right?
I believe you're right.
They probably don't even know what they are.
Are they even indigenous in Europe? Like,
no, I think they're an American bird.
Yeah, I think you're right. I
think they fucking suck.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fucking stunads.
Can I ask though, Steve? So I was always jealous of my buddy we talked about earlier, Richie, because he was super Italian. So no matter what Thanksgiving they had, there was still like some raviolis or a little bit of pasta, some fish going, and my aunt does Thanksgiving every year. She does a great job. It's just a regular Thanksgiving meal. It's, turkey, mashed potato, stuffing,
right?
A couple vegetables, some rolls, some cranberry sauce, whatever.
The Hawaiian rolls.
Life. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
But just being jealous of my entire life of being like, Richie, wait, you get ravioli at every holiday and it's homemade by your tiny little grandma and it's the best I've ever had in the world. Like, so I've spent my whole life just jealous of Italians for their holidays because it just seems like they figure it out,
Yeah.
I got fucked in that regard because the other side of my family, my mother's side, who their maiden name's Kelly, they're from Philly.
Yep. Some nice Polish people.
Bullshit when you go over there. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I used to always joke that like my Irish grandmother would put whatever you were eating, it goes in the oven at 9 a.m. and comes out at 3. Doesn't matter if it's a turkey, a ham, a piece of beef. Like there's well done, and then there's done, and then there's well done. There's nothing that exists before that.
Respect.
Yeah. It's not ideal.
Yeah,
not
no,
ideal.
dude, I'm with you. We did like I was with my wife's family on Thanksgiving, but then like, you know, like all my like my brother and my sister, like they all go to their significant others' families, and my mom does her thing. So like we did like a thing on Saturday where our family hung out, and we did like we went Italian with it, you know, because I'm Italian now. Didn't know this, but
Yeah, that's true.
hey, I'm Italian now. I can do this. Hey,
Maddie,
come on.
Maddie,
Paisan.
I hope as a Mick Pollock, I'm hoping for that come up, man. I've always wanted to be Italian
really?
my entire life.
Now,
Honestly, love it.
everybody's had it. Gotta have one of these, right? Because I know I sure the fuck do. On my father's side, where we get some good food, right? His oldest sister, he's got 4 sisters and him, so there's 5 kids. His oldest sister is the worst fucking cook on earth. And loves to fucking cook, right? All his other sisters, no problem. My grandmother, all fantastic.
Yeah.
This aunt, and God bless her heart, she tries. She always brings fucking.
Fan of the show, listener to the show.
On the table, like cousins and shit. Everybody like looks across and kind of gives that look like, you try it first and see if you don't. If you don't die, I'll fucking try it. But it's on you.
Damn, dude, that's tough. I'm a big fan,
You
dude.
got one of them?
Yeah, everyone's got one, you know.
What about you, Bird?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I got a fucking aunt that'll fucking burn water. You know what I mean? It's just fucking, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
I have an aunt who once put a ham in the oven and forgot to turn it on for 3 hours.
Dude, I love.
Looks like we're eating at 9.
Yeah.
Looks like we're going hyena tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We're going raw diggity.
You know what I used to love, Bern? When we worked at Vinny T's, right? We would have and I don't know if it's everywhere in the service industry, but the holiday party at a service is like a big deal, right? Like
the best.
Every bar I've ever worked at, it was like, no, we only do this once a year and we fucking show out, right? So we worked at Vinny T's, and it was like a huge wait staff. There was like, 15 cooks and 30 servers and bartenders and managers, like really, really big wait staff.
There had to be 65 people who worked there, like from top to bottom, hostesses, bartenders, servers, cooks, back of the house. Like, it had to be 65, 70 people.
So we would do like a massive party like a massive Christmas party. And they would do a thing where like everyone would bring like a dish. Right. So it's like, like you have like the Italian kids, like some girls are making desserts and stuff. And some people are bringing like raviolis and whatever. But then you have like T fucking made collard greens the one year. And it was like, dude,
insane.
Then there's this one dude, I forget his name, but he had like this special wings recipe. That was like his family recipe. Bro, and then they made ribs too.
Tecumseh?
Right?
Was it Tecumseh?
I think Tecumseh Teacup did like he had like a shrimp thing he did, right?
Yeah,
but dude,
a little more Caribbean, and also an excellent selection of Central and South America.
Oh no, bro, chilaquiles,
like the real shit.
Oh, they do, and like everyone's like, it was the best, right? It was one of those things where like I remember like we went to the party, got smashed, and then everyone went back into work the next day because there was like leftovers, and we all just had like a second,
got smashed. Did he? Never mind. He's a married man. There had to be some fucking going on. I know.
We both. I mean,
he's a married. Fucking.
He's a married man now. He wasn't in 2005. The point is, me and Maddie did just fine. We did okay. We did okay. Yeah. Those nights were okay for us. We always found a port in the storm.
If
necessary.
I didn't care if it was a dude, a chick, a fucking camel.
Dude, we were. Oh, bro. I mean, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but fucking beep, baby. We were fucking doing the thing. You know what I mean?
Shooters got to shoot, baby. Shooters got to shoot.
Yeah. No. It was nice. There was, I mean, don't get me wrong. I had some appetizer samplers, sure, but there were some fucking filet mignons on the menu. You know what I mean?
Every once in a while, the bloomin' onion comes out a little burnt. You know what are you gonna do? You send it back. You just dip it in the sauce and finish it off. Don't be a jerk.
Fuck yeah! Close my eyes and go to town.
Hey man, we all got to do it. No, and like it was, dude. No, that dude. You think about it. We had St. Joe's, Villanova, Cabrini, LaSalle, like all of these young, horny college kids that are working at this bar that would hang out and drink afterwards and do stupid stuff and like whatever, right? Like, and like, you know, and then there's like relationships that form in like Burn met his wife.
I mean, I married one of them.
Yeah. So
later
like,
on. That was later on.
Right. Oh yeah. You had already, you know.
When I wanted to sow my wild, when I was done sowing my wild oats at 27. I started dating my wife, but I didn't, I didn't get married until I was like 35. Anyway, point is, they don't even do those anymore. Like I came down here and I started working for this huge bar. Like, you know, the night before Thanksgiving, I think we had there were 1,400 people in there at one point. And I was like, Christmas party. And they were like, oh, no, for liability purposes, we stopped doing that a couple of years ago. I think the big restaurant Christmas party is kind of cooked these days.
Yeah.
Because the idea is you get everybody into the restaurant, you have a bunch of food, and you're not charging for drinks, and that makes the liquor license a little weird. Then invariably somebody's gonna go out of there and smash somebody, you know, in the parking lot, and
that doesn't even account for the fucking skiing that's going on, if you know,
or anything else happening on the premises. You know?
Everyone's getting down. That's when you figure out like what managers love drugs.
That's
you fucking played a game, man. You played a fucking game over here.
That's when you walk into the bathroom and you're like, oh, YouTube. Let's talk about my promotion.
Yeah. No,
funny to see you here.
Yeah. No,
he comes up, you see your boss doing a line off the toilet. You're like, click. Up, boss.
Yeah. So I was thinking that I need a little raise and some more responsibility around here.
That honestly, a couple of guys we have would just be like, no, just fucking get in on this. We don't care.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, you already have. We like can't legally pay you any more than we already are, and you might as well just hit it.
Yeah, you're like, fair trade. So nice. So all right, so nice. And then Benoit, you went back to the land of the free, home of the brave, 44 PA, and did a little fucking turkey down there. What's going on, babe?
Check this out. So I get into a little fender bender.
Whoa.
Probably the first fender bender I've been in. Like, I can't remember last time I hit something with my car. It might be 15 years, right?
Whoa.
I go down to my buddy's joint. It's a Saturday night. We were talking to my buddy Richie earlier, right? Got this pizza joint. It's been open for 75 years. But they make these wings. They're smoked wings, right? They're not fried. And they're fucking banging. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go down here and get a bunch of these. Notre Dame's playing at 8. My mom likes them. My brother Mike was going to play Halo over with like Nick Gill and Joe Shields and a bunch of those dudes. I'm like, you guys want any wings? They were like, yeah. So I'm like, so I go roll up to Richie's and I'm like, let me get 7 dozen, you know, and all the sauces and all that stuff. So I get that stuff. My little brother's wife goes with me, Meg, and I bring my son, who's like 4.5, right? Shout out MB, North Philly. I think she was a St. Basil girl.
Yeah.
And fuck you, Brian Kelly, you cowardly bitch. Anyway,
listen, I'm not. I don't even know if I'm ready to talk about it yet.
I know.
I'm pretty hot.
Fuck that coward.
So we go get all this stuff, right? And the boy's there, and I take him in the kitchen. He wants to see the kitchen, the restaurant, right? So anyway, I'm backing out, and literally, so the restaurant still is doing just takeout, right? So people are just pulling up in one row. So I'm backing out. I bump into this lady's car, probably going like 3 miles an hour. Yeah. All right, whatever. Let me roll it up, right? So I get out of the car. She's in her 60s, and I was like, "Hey, sorry about that. Here's my info. Like, let's figure it out." And she's like, "I have been driving since I was 16 years old. I am 67, and I have never been in a car accident before. I don't know what to do, and so I'm going to call the police." And I was like, "Okay, like that's." Yeah, whatever it's no big deal. Like,
whatever, bitch.
It's a waste of time, but go ahead.
Right. Little bump here, whatever. So I pull the car up. I look at I got a little crack in my back bumper. It's no big deal. She's got a nice little ding in her front, like driver's or passenger side quarter panel, like right over the light.
Yeah.
It moved a little bit. It's going to cost me some bucks, but nothing crazy. And I was like, I didn't see you there. Like, I don't know, where were you? And she goes, I would have beeped, but I was looking through my manual trying to figure out how to change my clock. And I was like, we are like at least 3.5 weeks past daylight savings time.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and then I'm like, wait, is she soaking me here? Like, if she is, she's doing the greatest job of all time. So anyway, my Richie comes out. He's like, "Hey, Meg and the boy, like, why don't you guys come into the restaurant and hang out while your dad deals with this stuff outside, right?" Easy enough. Cop pulls up. I give him my stuff. She gives him her stuff. I write down my name, my number. The cop's like, "All right, listen, guys, this is fine. Like, I'm gonna write up the report, but like, you're probably gonna want to just, handle this off the books because it doesn't look like there's much damage here, and like this is a pretty." It's pretty open and shut case.
Cut and dry.
Like, there's nothing to see. Now, I don't realize that meanwhile, my almost 5-year-old boy is inside being like, "They're going to arrest my dad. My dad's going to jail. Oh no, they're going to take my dad to jail." And so I'm like nonchalant and whatever. And then I'm not even there with my wife. I'm there with my brother's wife who doesn't have any kids, who she's going to be like, "No, but it's cool. It's whatever."
Yeah.
But anyway, and then he's with my buddy who he's met once before. So he has no whatever. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. It cost me a couple $100. Like, stupid fine on me. Didn't see her. Why she was sitting there in the back row when everyone's in the front row with their lights off trying to change your goddamn clock, 3.5 weeks after daylight savings time. I don't know.
Right.
But but then, like, so we get it all sorted out. The cop's like, "Here, you can find your incident report online, whatever. Like, you guys, I wish every incident like this was this easy, whatever." Because he came up, I was like, "Yeah, I dated her, man. I got her." I've been on both sides of this. I'm not. And he's like, "So unless one of you guys turns evil, here's the information. But it seems like this is probably going to be solved." And I'm like, "Guys, that was, it sucks a little bit out of my pocket, but no big deal." And then I like walk in to get everybody, and my son is just like, "They let you go?"
I thought you were going to jail.
Yeah. And my response was instantaneously, without even knowing what was going on, I said, "No, I escaped." And that was
him dead in the face and told him he has to drive home.
Yeah. I was like, "No, I escaped," and he was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah.
And then so now, like,
yeah.
oh, dude, I'll never tell him the truth on that story. I want him to think that I escaped from the police.
He was shooting at me and shit.
Yeah,
it was crazy. You didn't even see what happened, man. So anyway, I got a little fender bender.
Can't wait till he's in daycare and he's just like, "My dad's on the run from the cops."
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was a funny thing to say. I didn't know that the entire time he was inside freaking out, like I was going to be in real trouble.
Yeah.
So, but however it worked out, I think he's going to believe that till he's like 9 or 10 until he actually asks me about it. But yeah,
hey, nice.
I'm on the lam from Johnny Law. Ain't no trip to Cleveland,
Fucking hey, you're just like Captain America. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So very cool.
And also shout out Victory Pig Pizza in Wyoming. The wings were exceptional. Notre Dame dominated, and Brian Kelly. We're gonna have to have a talk one of these days.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I understand why the show.
Yeah, I understand what you did. I just don't know why you did it like you did it.
I don't even understand what he's doing. Like, why?
No, dude.
I'm not even gonna get into
I saw his contract. I saw the actual contract.
But my thing is, like, again too, like, I get the money and all that, but there's no exposure like Notre Dame because every game's nationally broadcast. So I get endorsements. Sure. So there is your actual pay, and then there's the money you make. Like, being the Cowboys coach isn't just being the Cowboys coach.
Exactly.
You get all these dumbass endorsements, just like Dak. That was Jerry's thing to Dak when Dak was like, "I want to be the highest paid." He's like, "I'm going to pay you what I want, and you're going to be the highest paid, just not through your salary. For all the shit you get being the Cowboys quarterback."
Yeah. You're welcome.
Flog it.
I did look at that Brian Kelly contract today. I mean, it includes like a $500,000 like retention bonus every year that he doesn't leave. Essentially, if LSU fires him at any point over the next 10 years, they owe him 90% of the contract.
Yeah.
And if he quits at any point over the next 10 years, he owes them $2 million.
All right. Still great. Sounds great, right?
The contract's 10 years for 95.
I know. Bum.
Well, that's the thing.
Fucking bum.
That's the thing that is heartbreaking is
Texts them at night, sends them text messages at night to the fucking players.
And then from what I heard,
scumbag.
From what I heard, that 7 a.m. meeting lasted 3 minutes.
Every kid should have showed in, did the Rudy, and walked the fuck out.
Dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But maybe the shittiest thing he did is make all these kids wake up at 7 a.m. for a 3-minute meeting. Like, dude, that's a perfect example of like what's the internet meme? Like the meeting that could have been an email.
Yeah.
Like if you want to meet him face to face,
fuck their day up,
then have a conversation with him. If you're going to show up and talk for 2 minutes and turn around because your jet's is still on, waiting at their airport, then just send them the fucking text, man. If you're not actually going to go there and engage with them, then just send them the email and don't make them wake up at 7 in the morning. But you do look at the contract and you're like, it's like 50, like 500 miles on a private jet per year. Like there's so many perks. If he ever wins a national title there, he might make like $18 million that year. So he's 60. It's crazy. I get it. I just wish that, if a couple of stumbles happen this weekend, like let's say Iowa beats Michigan or Houston beats Cincinnati or Oklahoma State fucks up against Baylor. Notre Dame's in. But Steve, you'll get this out of the spite, right? There is nothing that would make me happier than a couple little stumbles. Notre Dame sneaks to 3, gets a winnable game against Michigan, wins it, and then you're like, oh, Brian Kelly, you've not only have you never won a playoff game, you've only been fucking blown out.
Listen, the part that burns me up and it just that makes me annoyed and really passionate about this is the fact I've been a coach for 15 years, right?
Yeah.
And I've been in a school that's not a powerhouse whatsoever. We don't get studs at all, right?
Yeah.
Where there's multiple schools that have studs every year come through, and I could easily go coach with those guys. The other guys I know that they love me, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I ride with my kids. You know what I mean? I mean, Matt, I'm a loyal guy. Like I stay with my guys, right?
Yeah.
So I've been with these I've had 5 good kids in 15 years where the fucking other schools are having 8 good kids every year.
Yeah.
But I do it because I'm loyal to them kids. That dude's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? If he came back for that meeting at 7 in the morning, it was like, I'm gonna hang out here for 2.5 hours. Let's talk. You know what I mean? Like, let me tell you guys what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, where I'm going, what I think you guys should do, who I think the coaches could be like. That's one thing. Money talks and bullshit walks, and I get that. But I was totally fine when I heard he took the job. When I read yesterday that the meeting with the players lasted 3 minutes.
And he texted them the night before. It's so fucking cheesy.
Well, and look, I don't hate that too, because like obviously nothing stays quiet these days, right? Like they were gonna find out from some agent or some leak.
Sure.
I was totally fine with that. When I found out the meeting was 3 minutes, I was like, you know what, fuck him. That's not how you treat. You got 50-year seniors on that team. You know, they came there because of you. Like, you might play.
You got freshmen on that team that came there because of you.
Yeah. Oh, you had a top.
The 50-year seniors, they got their time.
Yeah,
you got the young bulls. I would have been like, damn, I'd be in fucking Miami if I would have known your dickhead ass wouldn't be here.
Hey man, they had top 6 recruiting class for 2022.
Their class is nasty.
Well, they already had a 4-star safety decommit today. You know what I mean? Like, it's just. I get why it happened, but man, there's a right way to do things. And there's a wrong way to do things. And I don't think. But now, then I look back on it. Guess what he did when he came to Notre Dame? Cincinnati was 12-0.
Yeah,
he bailed on them before their bowl game.
Yeah. So wasn't that Kelsey? I think Jason Kelsey was on that team, wasn't he?
Was on that Cincy team, yeah. But they were, got that program to 12-0 and bailed on them. And
Selleck was Selleck on that Cincy team too.
I think Selleck was not Kelsey.
Okay. Yeah, Kelsey would have been later. Selleck was there.
Cincy,
yeah.
But they were 12-0, and he bailed on them before probably the biggest game. And now, also, what sucks is that in college football, this happens every year, right? Coaches leaving before the bowl games, I feel like the system sucks, right?
Yeah, can't we fix this?
Can't we just fix this and be like, you cannot hire a new coach until January 5th?
Yeah.
So there's no reason to leave your school before their bowl game. What's his name? Did the same thing. The dude who left Oklahoma and went out to USC. Like, Oklahoma's ranked like 9th. They're going to play in like the Sugar Bowl and like a really legit game against a really legit team. And they're letting Bob Stoops coach. Because who gives a shit? Like, they're just like, yeah, you're an administrator. You were a coach here for a long time. Who cares who coaches now? None of the assistants want to coach the game because they don't want to lose it, and then maybe lose out on their ability to be considered for the head coaching job.
Yeah. Do you think?
So I think Notre Dame brings in Lou Holtz for whatever bowl game they play. I think you bring Holtz in, you give him the reins, he'll run the wishbone, and we'll see if we don't get in the playoffs. We'll see what happens against Michigan State in the Cotton Bowl or whatever. But
fuck it, dust Joey Montana off too. Let's get this motherfucker.
Yeah. Why not?
We'll get Ricky Waters out here. What we doing?
Dude,
for who? For what?
Yeah. Dude, so do you think that, like, is there someone out there that thinks about like the national media audience? Because if you think about this, if you're NBC, right, the first thing you want to do is book the LSU Notre Dame game next year, right? Because that will
probably not next year, because I think they're a year or two out on the schedule. But you want as soon as those two teams can possibly. If it's 2023, book it.
NBC doesn't have to book it because obviously their CEO of Notre Dame, or CEO of NBC, went to Notre Dame, so that's why every single one of their that's the big draw to go there, is that every game you play will be nationally broadcast. You're not
when that started?
Bullshit. Automatically national TV. That game sucks. Fuck them.
Give us a little taste.
Coats. Fucking dorks cheering for Addis. I liked them when I was a kid, but you know what? I don't like it when you cheer for out-of-town teams now.
I mean, so you're you Temple guy?
No, I don't like any of that. and I did spend like a fucking semester there, like 2 classes, so I'm kind of an alumni. I may or may not have passed those classes, but whatever, I paid for them.
Right.
Hoot hoot, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. Hoot. Nice. So, all right. Well, we're coming to the top of time here. So before we get out of here, Benoit Poudcasse, anything you want to say to the 44th faithful before we take off?
Yeah, go Iowa, go Houston, go Baylor, and let's make this super awkward for everyone and have ND sneak in there.
How about it? They would love it.
Now I'm all fired up. That's all I can think about now. I'm all fired up. I'm sorry.
We're all fired up. Let's fucking go. So the strongest of stems, before we get out of here, anything you want to say to the Ndub faithful before we take off?
I am. I'm going to bring some stability back to this. I'm going to bring some wholesomeness back to this. I'm going to show you that the world is good. Strong stem and shit tooth have made up.
Wow.
What?
On the show. Wow. Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I went back in and shit tooth was cool with it. And now here's the thing. Me and shit tooth are cool. She doesn't know I call her shit tooth. Doesn't know I call her shit tooth.
Have you slept with shit tooth?
Absolutely not. No. Dog.
Yeah.
Dog. I would. The only way I'm fucking shit tooth after the visual that I've already seen. Like if I would have never seen her smile or take the mask off or anything like that, maybe you can fuck with my emotions. But the fact that I know what's going on, I can't close my eyes without seeing poltergeist. It's there. I know it is.
Yeah.
The only way she would be able to fuck me is if she raped me while I was dead on the ground.
Can't rape the willing, right?
Nope.
Yeah. So nice. Well, hey, congratulations.
But there is unity in the world.
Right.
Shit tooth is back to bartending.
All right. Well, good for you. Good for you for mending that bridge, Steve. That's big of you.
Good for shit tooth too.
Yeah,
I don't know much about her, but that's got to be good for
fan of the show, listener of the show. Yeah, good.
Big fan.
Shit tooth had to throw it in. She was like, you know what? I'm sorry, Steve. You're always really nice to me. I was like, that's what I know, bitch. I fucking know. I treat you like you're Pam Anderson, and you're a fucking 3.
Yeah.
She's not as big of a fan as Steve's old girl, but she's a fan, and that's what's important.
She's in there.
You can cut that. You can cut that.
Right.
Oh no, that's the way you roll. What do you?
Yeah, fuck it. Let it ride. Nice. Well, all right. Well, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast Weekend Poppin'. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied by the strongest of stems, Steve Cabot, and the bad boy Burn Podcassy. You can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can handle us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com. And please just get her off my ass. Like and subscribe so my wife leaves me alone. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your weekend. This has been the Work Perspectives Podcast Weekend Pop-In. Thanks for listening. See you later.